Hey folks, campaign review from I guess session 14 of my Princes of the Apocalypse campaign. The side quest, Ice Shield Orcs. No real issues. I mean, the way they lay it out is fairly straightforward and simple. We didn't get all the way through it. We only got to the 4 brutish orcs and the wagon and the pregnant wife. Excuse me. And looking ahead though, for the next portion of the encounter is the Delman Ranch, where a bunch of families, well, it looks like a couple families, have banded together in a defensive fortification of this guy's ranch. And then there are 40 orcs led by an Orog and a one-eye Grumish guy that are going to come sieging on them. So there's like 15 non-commoners holed up in this ranch, a couple noblemen, a handful of guards, a bunch of scouts, that kind of thing. And there's, in addition to that, 12 commoners. So that's the numbers. You're looking at less than 20. If you add the party in, you're looking at just over 20. There's 40 orcs plus the Orog and the one-eye. So depending upon how the party sets things up, it'll be a little interesting. The campaign book does show, when you're setting up this thing, remember these kinds of things. You can either do this, one-on-one, roll dice for all for everybody involved in the combat, or you can just focus on who's fighting with the PCs and simulate the rest of the fight, which is what I'm planning on doing. Or you can just run the PC piece and just fairy dust the rest of it. Fairy dust, that's a Marine Corps term we use. Don't worry about it. So I was trying to lay out, I've got these 40 orcs coming from this farm from all around. It's essentially 4 sets of 10, one from each corner, wind direction, whatever you can call it, kind of thing. So I started to just work up some rough numbers because I want to have a mechanic to do this. I don't just have to say, well, these many people die, these people die. Just pulling it, out of the air. So I'm messing with that. I don't have any exact plan, not exact enumeration on that, but the idea that I've got is taking averages. You got 10 orcs and you got 4 commoners. The commoners have a certain ability to hit a certain armor class and they do so much damage. So if I average that, times it by 4, the orcs average their damage, times it by 10, and do a comparison across. The orcs will kill off the 4 commoners, and the 4 commoners will end up killing like 1 orc. Is my first brush at doing this mass combat stuff look like. But then, I haven't plugged in the guards and the scouts and stuff like that, so we'll see what happens. But, not a lot of issues with this section, but then it was a very short section. Happy gaming.